Regardless of your age, have you found that the life you're living doesn't really live up to your expectations? Are you finding that you feel squeezed, or in some way that you're having to fit yourself into a very small box that your culture or your society has built for you? There are some people I know that live perfectly well in these tiny boxes. There are a lot of us, myself included, who find that unbelievably depressing and miserable. And if you're one of those people, then you can find change in your life. If you follow the 5 steps I'm about to give you, they are 5 things that I did in my life that profoundly changed the direction of my life. And if you stay to the end of the video, I will wrap those 5 things up and explain exactly how those 5 things can move you forward in a really profound and meaningful way. So please stick around to the end. So the first one is simplify your life. If you're looking for change, living a cluttered life doesn't help. So downgrade your living expenses. I guess firstly what I'm saying is that if you find that at the end of the month you've got no money, then you need to live a more frugal life. That might mean that the standard of your living for a while, maybe a year or 2, is going to go down. So rather than living in an apartment on your own, for example, in the nicest part of the city, consider moving to a smaller city and consider living with other people. It's only temporary, but this allows you some space and time to accumulate savings, and having a financial buffer if you're going to make a big change in your life starts with having some financial buffer or other. So at the end of the month, if you're maxed out across the board, then in terms of finance, then you need to start to descale your finances, as in, don't go out every Friday night just because all your mates are going down the pub or down the bar. Don't go. Stay at home and focus on how you are going to implement these things I'm giving you, these 5 items, these 5 areas I'm giving you, how you're going to implement them into your life. This is way, way more valuable. It does mean that you slightly stick out, that you're not necessarily going with the flow. I found that myself. I spent an awful lot of time feeling like I didn't really fit in. But if you are looking for change, you can't follow what everybody else is doing. If everyone else is going to the pub and going clubbing or going to Ibiza for the week, you might have to reconsider the kind of friends that you have and the sort of lifestyle you have. So firstly, live more frugally. Number 2, extremely important, is I call it being quiet. Some people call it meditating, some people call it mindfulness. But every morning before you touch your phone, you do some exercise, some yoga or some stretching, or just go and breathe the air outside. If you live in a city, go to a park, and most importantly, sit quietly. If the phone goes or the doorbell rings, you don't answer it, you just sit still. You can sit on a chair, or if you prefer, you can sit on the floor, and you just feel your breathing. You will watch your mind go completely insane with all the things it thinks it has to do, anything to distract you from just being now. Just feeling the breathing in your body and the physicality of your posture. Your mind will do everything it can. It will rage against that stillness, but that stillness is your key. That stillness is the guiding thing inside you. And if you listen quietly and attentively, it will start to change the quality of your life from the inside. You don't have to make massive changes in your life to begin with, but find this quality of stillness within you, which I hasten to add is not something you have to work really hard to attain. It is absolutely present within you right now. The only difference is that we've got out of the habit of listening. We are so busy seeking the answer out there in the world in material stuff like nice cars and flat screen TVs and relationships that we've forgotten who we are. And fundamentally, you are that stillness within you. You are not the chaos in your brain. Number 3, eat clean. Go to your cupboard. Anything in your cupboard that is processed, all those biscuits and chips and cakes and biscuits, I've already said that, whatever it might be, anything that's processed, throw it in the bin. I genuinely mean that. Buy some apples, buy some nuts, and start to live and eat in a clean way. All that processed food. I know people, lots of people I know who live on processed food and Burger King and McDonald's. It's utter garbage. It might fill the gap for an hour or two, but basically you are feeding your body garbage, and it is addictive garbage, I know. But you have to wean yourself off this crap that we are constantly putting in our body and poisoning ourselves with. So eat clean, cook your own food, or eat raw, it doesn't matter. But eat vegetables, eat fruit, eat nuts, eat eggs. If you eat meat, okay, preferably organic. But if you can, wean yourself off meat too, and get yourself down to a really simple, clean diet. Number 4 is move. Just move. It doesn't matter whether you run, it doesn't matter whether you do star jumps, it doesn't matter if you're the greatest yoga expert in the world, it doesn't matter. Just move your body. Your body was designed to move. It was not designed to sit in a chair for 10, 12 hours a day staring at a screen. So get off your phone and go running or go walking or get out in nature. Make it a habit every day you get out. Your physicality is it's indisputable. There is massive of scientific evidence that your physicality directly affects your mental state. So if you change your physical state, you change the breathing pattern in the body by allowing the breath to become out of control through physical exertion, for example. By changing the breath pattern in the body, you fundamentally change the chemistry of your brain. It is a fact, a scientific fact. So move your body. By the way, if you're enjoying this fabulous movie with lots of tips and tricks on how to be well and happy, please like and subscribe. And by the way, this is my dog Lara. She's actually asleep on the sofa at the moment, but she's kind of hanging out on the shelf at the moment. Anyway, back to the movie. Number 5 is, this is a really difficult one, I know myself. I only use social media for my business. I not only teach meditation, but I also travel across the world, taking people to places like Thailand and Europe, etc. I need social media for that purpose and that purpose alone. But even that, I find myself doom scrolling on Instagram or even YouTube. So my advice is get off social media. Most of the stuff on social media is utter rubbish. It's lovely looking at a cat playing with a duck and then becoming friends. It's lovely, but it's not actually moving you forward in terms of finding peace and change in your life. I strongly advise you, if you can't get off it totally, I admit I can't, allow yourself maybe 1 hour a day where you can just watch any old garbage. But it is utter trash. It is literally like smoking a cigarette, which isn't particularly good for you, or eating garbage, which isn't particularly good for you. I really do consider social media to be of a similar ilk. So the less time we spend watching this nonsense, the better for your well-being. Social media tends to make us feel inadequate in some way, like everybody seems to be living their best lives, jumping off diving boards in, I don't know, Vietnam or something. Life isn't like that. They are snapshots, they are movie shots of someone's perfect moments, edited perfectly with beautiful music and gorgeous photography. That is not real life. That is, I promise you, that's not real life. So get off it. It's not doing you any good at all. I've given you these 5 things, and I promise you, in my experience, if you implement these 5 things into your life, you will very, very slowly begin to see a fundamental change in who you are as an individual. That probably means, if you've got this far through the video, that you're not what I would call a wage slave, that your life is not about a 9 to 5 or even more. For some people, it's like 12, 14 hours a day, stuck in front of a laptop in an office, working for somebody else. But if you apply these things, this will allow you space for you to truly, truly find out who you are. And by knowing who you are, you can then begin to design a life which is not what most people are doing. It's a life that actually is fulfilling for you. And you'll find, bizarrely, that things will start to fall in your lap. Opportunities will fall into your lap whereby you can stop being a wage slave and actually, I don't know, run your own business or actually do a job that you genuinely love. So stick with these 5 things I've given you. Let me know how that's going. Let me know in the comments below what effect that's having on your life. And by all means, please do get in touch via email if you'd like any further information.